We decided to put this think tank together after observing with excitement and some trepidation the speed with which social prescribing is being rolled out across the country, and recognising that in our field of singing there are a number of practitioners, hundreds of singing groups around the country that would describe themselves as available and suitable for people to be referred into through a social prescribing model. But when you dig a bit deeper, there's a lot of unclarity about that. So we thought it would be a really good idea to get together and think about singing on prescription. We know the impact that singing can have on people's lives, people's health and well-being. There's multiple research pathways that have evidenced a number of different kinds of impacts. So we wanted to get people together to work out what best is to be done about that.
It's my first think tank at Snape House, and I really like it. And it's been a really safe and fun environment in order to put across your viewpoints. I didn't feel challenged in that my viewpoint was not the right one.
It's been an incredibly sort of interesting and enriching couple of days, and the opportunity to have this sort of deep exchange of sort of knowledge and ideas with fascinating group that you've assembled here. It's been good to focus on singing, but also to use that as a kind of launching point for thinking more broadly about how, you know, in my role, a lot of my thinking is about the broad arts and cultural offer and how that connects to social prescribing.
Well, I'm very excited by the speed with which we were able to arrive at really concrete questions. And there's a kind of pragmatism, I think, that has characterised this think tank. It's a very complex landscape, and there's absolutely no question that we can identify and problem solve all of the many challenges that might come up in the environment of social prescribing and singing, never mind social prescribing and arts and culture or the wider picture.
Fantastic for me just to hear other perspectives, particularly GP, CCG. They're people I really want to hear from, but it's hard on a day-to-day basis. So just being able to listen and absorb other people's perspectives is really, really useful.
Actually, it was something that I didn't expect. It was the need to support artists, and that we viewed the voluntary sector as just a homogeneous sort of mass of passion and goodness, but in actual fact, some of the high quality artists that we will need to be able to make a decent offer to our patients was quite fascinating.
I was really taken by this idea about mutuality. I suppose I had thought about this thing of, okay, we've got a singing opportunity for you, the patient. You come along and we'll do this opportunity to you and you will feel better. Mutuality suggests that there's got to be something in it for everyone. It's got to help everybody's priorities. You've got to be in it for the right reason. So if you're there as a group thinking, maybe I can get some funding from the NHS for this activity, then perhaps that's not the best way to go about it. If you think, I really want to be a proper community resource, I would love to feel like our group is really genuinely doing people good, and I want to find out a way to do that in the most efficient way, that really excites me. And that idea that the conversation that leads to those outcomes is something that happens from the group. It also goes to the link worker who is socially prescribing, and it involves the participant. And through conversations, rather than through some kind of cold form filling, through conversations they can find something that's really going to work.
I think that when you watch a good leader at work, because the way that they work can be so subtle, that actually it might be easy to not recognise all the little intricacies of what's happening with that person. So when you're holding a group, when you're dealing with, for example, singing for breathing, or when you're dealing with a group of people that have complex emotional needs, actually it really takes something to be able to hold that space and look after everybody in the space, whilst also delivering music making that challenges, stimulates, inspires, responds. So that's something I think that it's very, very important that there's recognition that yes, we're going to start to look at social prescribing and we're referring people to things, but that there's real investment in high quality opportunities.
As someone that works with training other artists to work in this area, I think it's the issue of how do we train other people to do this work, particularly with the lack of funding that's available from the link worker down. So how do we make sure that the people who are delivering the work are doing it in an excellent manner, and how do we make sure that they have enough money to train and also to carry on the work?
If you want to get high quality people to do stuff, you will need to pay them, but then they have the opportunity to continue to train other people, but you need to invest in the foundation.
This is all very well, but at the end of the day, everything we need to do is about reducing health inequalities. So how do you enable everybody to be a community connector across the whole country whilst prioritising the needs of the people who live the shortest lives and the least healthy lives? That's a bit of a conundrum.
We know that singing has the power to be absolutely transformational in people's lives. Our challenge now, and it's an exciting one, is to gear ourselves to do that in the most efficient, well-informed and collaborative way.
It's been a real privilege to be here. Just the tranquility of it and the space that it creates for reflection, for deeper conversations is really remarkable. To have that co-located on this creative campus is also, so valuable, and to have that, a context of creativity and innovation that further contributes to the development and exchange of ideas is remarkable.